This is a debrief for the match 2 game since we didn't have time to go over where all the hides were. When you came in, you came right over here and you had the cards. And the cards, you could study them and then you had to go search and flip over the cards where they were. Some of the hides fit multiple categories, so we'll kind of talk about that as we go through the hides. Hide number 1, right off the start cones, we had a threshold hide right under the lip, right here. And I'm actually going to pick up the hides as we go. Here's our hide right here. This we called the threshold hide because it's at your threshold. Second, we had a hide on the table right here. This one was a pretty straightforward hide, except for these narrow spots around the table sometimes confused the dogs and made them kind of not want to push in. Let's see, where is it exactly? There it is, right in the center, right there. There was no hides in the boxes, although a lot of people pulled their dogs over to it and kind of really wanted the dog to check them. And so we got quite a few false alerts there. There were no hides. They're brand new boxes. They're not used in any way. Hide number 3 on the stairs here. Same, a lot of people recognized that this area was out of play. And so they pulled their dog away from the stage. Same with that threshold hide. They pulled their hide dogs away from that. And we just had, it was actually visible. You could see it if you looked. Right there. That was the stair hide. We've got a table hide and we got a threshold hide. Now, if you said threshold, the table was a threshold and flipped over the threshold card, I gave you a point for that. So just be aware of that. Hide number 4 down here. It's up against the door. I would have taken wall or I would have taken corner, either one here. There was no door card, so a lot of you said door, and if you said door and flipped over wall, I gave it to you. We had a clock here. There was no hide there, but there was a card that said clock, and people fixated on that. Same with dog. We had a couple people either fixate on it or even call alerts on this dog. There was no hide on the dog, but it was a surprise to a few people and dogs. Here's our 5th hide, and it is just on this chair. This hide was moving a lot. And so we had interest in a big circle around it, including pulling on this dog and even up against these doors. This was one of the most found hides. So it was a pretty straightforward one. And lastly, we had a hide in this corner. No dogs found this hide except for B dogs that I helped find it. Shout out to Leo. Leo was the closest dog to actually finding it. And there was a lot of bracketing, but I think with all of the easier hides out here, the dogs just said, why should I waste my time here? Let me just go find something easier. Biggest takeaway, I guess I'll show you where this one is so that you know exactly. It's just on the ground right here. Biggest takeaway from me, things that could be improved, was search area coverage. It's a big, intimidating space. Some people got caught up going in between the chairs. Some people just totally missed areas and overworked other areas. That was the biggest takeaway here. And it is a takeaway that is important for all levels of nose work. Even at the lower levels, at novice, at NW1, most of the errors I'm seeing people make is not covering the search area efficiently. They are spending too much time in the wrong areas, not enough time in the right areas. It's something that is an ongoing learning process. So hope you enjoyed this search. I think a lot of you had a lot of fun, and you guys did pretty impressively with your memory. So good job with that.